Why do Turks subscribe to racial exceptionalism? Is it different from the perspective other than Aryan? What the fuck? I don't get it. Dude, Westerners are so funny. They think that like the only racial supremacist nationalism is Aryan. The fuck? That's right. At the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 or for free with Twitch Prime. By connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you can get 1 free Prime subscription a month. Use it on your favorite broadcaster. What the fuck? Hey, yo, this dude is crazy. This motherfucker, what did he do, bro? Are you serious? Yo, that's insane. Ain't no fucking way, dude. What? Hold on. Let me run the fucking 3-minute ad break real quick. Like I said, you can also get gifted a sub if you're lucky. But that is, bro, that shit is like Sig Heiling, okay? Like, it's like, yeah, obviously it's not like, you know, I mean, it's ultra-nationalist, right-wing paramilitary shit. I joke about this because like a lot of Americans don't understand it. But if you're representing the country on a fucking international stage, throwing that up is insane, okay? I'm telling you, Americans, I know you don't know what the fuck this is. That is the CCC thing? Yes. So this is the symbol, is the hand symbol for the Grey Wolves, okay? The Grey Wolves are the deep state paramilitary project of the far-right, reactionary, ultra-nationalist, fascist, Turkish Nationalist Party, okay? MHP. MHP. If a Turkish man wearing the fucking Turkish colors on the international stage is throwing that shit up, that is pretty fucking significant, okay? A lot of you in America, you know this is like, oh, the quiet wolf or whatever the fuck. We ironically talked about it. We ironically talked about it on the last episode of Fear and our podcast, I believe, or one of the last episodes. People think it's a quiet coyote, not quiet wolf, whatever. And like, I'll throw it up Mimi every now and then. I'll do it. I know Chapo makes jokes about the Grey Wolves a lot. But ultimately, doing that in this circumstance as a Turkish person, this is really fucked up. In Turkey, people don't associate this gesture with ultra-nationalists. No, dude. First of all, I'm fucking Turkish. What the fuck are you talking about? No, people don't associate it with ultra-nationalism because they don't have a fucking concept of ultra-nationalism. They think MHP is a part of the fucking ruling coalition, which it is. Ülke operate in Turkey that's because Turkey is incredibly nationalist. So yes, they just think ultra-nationalists are just like a little bit more nationalist than the regular old nationalists because that is what is seen as normal. I see that he also doubled down on it. I had a goal celebration in my mind related to Turkishness, so I did it. I'm proud to be Turkish. So after the goal, I felt it in my bones. I'm very happy with what I did. I'm glad I did it. Jesus Christ. Oh, and yes, this guy, you're sending me literally like the weird esoteric fascists of Turkey, like tüm Türk dünyasını ve tarihini seven bir Türkçü. A Turk that loves, a pro-Turkish person that loves the entirety of the Turk nation, Turk world and its history. Okay, he's not throwing up the fucking Grey Wolf here. Also, isn't he fucking Kurdish? What the fuck is this guy saying? I know the flag, dude. I know. This only proves the point I was making, which is that, once again, it's because all these motherfuckers are hyper-nationalist. QTCinderella has done the sign, to be fair, and he's Zaza and Alevi. Yeah, that's crazy. It's so funny because it's like international audience'ın önünde gerçekten fascism and nationalism is so normalized in Turkey that people keep sending pictures of politicians doing it to justify the cause. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like this only further cements the position I have, which is that hyper-nationalism is like a completely normal position in Turkey. Showing other motherfuckers throwing up the fucking throwing up the wolf doesn't change that reality. Oh my God, there's actually Turkish people in the chat trying to be like, dude, it's Turkish mythology for 1,000 years. How are you going to cast that aside? Ilıksı solcusu mu oldun? Ilıksı solcusu ne demek lan? That Turkish chatter said, well, all the all the fans always say Ausländer raus, which is obviously like the song that has taken over German summer destinations, which is like Germany for Germans. It's fucking fascist Nazi shit, right? It's a false equivalency. It's saying like foreigners out, Germany for Germans, foreigners out. And he's making a false equivalency between fandoms and hooligans saying fascist nationalist shit and an actual fucking person who's wearing the goddamn flag on his chest. Equivalence would be if a German fucking comes up and sings that after a goal, or fucking Sig Heils after a goal, okay? If that was the case, then yes, that person should also get fucking punishments for it. Motherfucker being like, you're living in foreign land. Don't worry yourself about Turkish domestic affairs. Dude, the country that I fucking spent the first 18 years of my life and that my entire family lives in, I shouldn't be fucking worried when fascism is thriving, dude. You're right. Americans tell me I should shut the fuck up about America and go back to my country. Okay? Turks tell me you live in America, shut the fuck up. We're going to do some nationalism. Anyway, claiming that like this fucking hand symbol is just like a symbol of being a Turkish person is ridiculous. It's like saying Sig Heiling is a symbol of being a German person, okay? It's ridiculous. It's bullshit. Don't ever fucking believe any dumbass that tries to say that shit. Just because it's like super commonly fucking thrown up by Turks of all different political backgrounds doesn't actually change that reality, okay? The reason why they're saying that is because, yes, unfortunately, nationalism is unimaginably commonplace. It's very, very commonplace in Turkey. That's why I always joke about American patriotism, right? Because I come from a country that has a policy of denying its own genocide. I come from a country where they will beat the shit out of you, if not kill you, if you disrespect the flag. In America, and I do love this part of American freedoms, I guess you can fucking burn a flag. And it's a valid legal protest protected by the First Amendment. In Turkey, you fucking take a flag off the flagpole, they'll fucking kill you. They have. Okay? Like normal people, random people, not just like fascist, fascist militants. Here, this guy's fucking working for the FDD, okay? I'm sorry, but, it's so funny because this is like neoliberal Western Hitlerites talking about Turkish Hitlerites over here. Fucking foundation, or is it? Yeah, FDD is a Foundation for Defense of Democracies. So funny. Anyway, whatever. The salute used by Nazis in Hitler's Germany is believed to have originated from and was widely used in Roman times. We likely agree the usage of the symbol by Nazi and Romans do not convey the same meaning. The Grey Wolf gesture in modern Turkey is not a general component of Turkish identity, but denotes loyalty to one specific branch of banal and fascist nationalism commonly propagated by the MHP. He's right. The FDD dickhead is right. It is a worldview that glorifies racial exceptionalism, denigrates pluralism and diversity, and celebrates violence. Hrant Dink's assassination is a good example. It is widely used by Turks who subscribe to this deplorable creed. It has no place in being represented in national uniform. I do, at the end of the day, agree with this, which I think is inherently a little bit nationalist of me to say. But when you are representing your country on the international stage, nonetheless, doing some fuck shit like that is so goddamn unacceptable, dude. It's such a shame. Hrant Dink is a Armenian journalist who was assassinated by another fucking nationalist terrorist. What is FDD? For those of us that don't know Turkish politics as well, FDD is not Turkish, man. What are you talking about? FDD is a American think tank that is tasked with justifying American imperialism. It's a nonpartisan institution focusing on national security and foreign policy. It's an American imperialist foreign policy think tank. Why do Turks subscribe to racial exceptionalism? Is it different from a perspective other than Aryan? What the fuck? I don't get it. Dude, Westerners are so funny. They think that like the only racial supremacist nationalism is Aryan. The fuck? Brother, every fascist group, every non-white fascist group subscribes to some form of racial purity and racial supremacy. What are you talking about? Do you know what Imperial Japan was doing? I bet Chuds are going to be up your ass about American athletes kneeling. No, Chuds don't know what the fuck that symbol is. They're not going to be up my ass at all. That'd be really funny, though. If I would love that if like the American right wing found allegiances with like Turkish fascism. That would be pretty funny for me, at least. I love that. I hope they do that, actually. I hope they they're like, yeah, we actually love. Why do you hate Turks who love their country, you fucking fake Turk? Like, something that even 4chan groypers don't do. The number one group that all the Nazis in America despise are Turks on 4chan. Okay? That's why the terminology Turk Roach comes from that group. Anyway, there was no such thing as a gray wolf sign in Turkey until 1990. Even idealists don't use it. Even Turkish does not know the sign, which is claimed to be the 1,000-year-old symbol of Turkishness. In 1991, Turkish learned the sign from someone during his visit to Azerbaijan and turned it into the political symbol of MHP and idealism. Just 2 years later, we see that sign in front of the Madımak Hotel. That's a massacre that took place, as a matter of fact, by the is a pogrom. Basically, we covered it in the NATO conversation in Turkey. The irony, the inherent irony of all of these nationalist Turks is that their involvement in Turkish politics and their inception is directly American CIA operations in the fucking country. Okay? It is so unimaginably cucked because its foundation comes from the United States of America planting the nationalist movement as a mechanism, just like they did in Italy and just like they did in every other NATO country, planting hyper-nationalist Turks, Turkish counter-guerrilla forces, counter-guerrilla, as an anti-communist militia to do violence to fucking Turks. Turkish socialists, Turkish trade unionists, Turkish communists, Turkish progressives. But the reality is, its inception and its rise to power was directed by the American government, the American State Department. So much for the 1,000-year robust history of Pan-Turanists. It is, in many ways, not dissimilar to Fethullah Gülen, another CIA asset. He's Islamist. Fethullah Gülen is the Islamist version of this, okay? MHP and the Grey Wolves, specifically the counter-guerrilla, is the old version. Anyway, you can see many things produced in Turkey by the Grey Wolf myth, which is important for Turkish history, from coins to posters and even logos. Of course, this is a myth that is thousands of years old, but the history of the so-called Grey Wolf sign in Turkey is not that old. Those who brought this sign into Turkish politics and used it for the past 30 years are the ones who carried out the Maraş, Çorum, Madımak, Bahçeli Evler, Gazi massacre, or Gezi, right? Or is it Gazi? Gazi katliamı. I don't remember that one. Okay, anyway, let's continue. And hundreds of attacks against the public, that is Turkish and MHP itself. There's no contradiction in MHP members using this sign. They are the ones who created this sign in Turkey. However, while you are trying to make this a common acceptance of society in general, some people will come along and say, come on. In fact, when this sign started to be used in the 90s, the masses who did not like MHP members would call MHP members dog people. So don't take anyone for a fool. Tuğrul Türkeş also confirmed with a similar claim that the sign was taken from Azerbaijan. Finally, let me end this discussion from my point of view. According to Türkeş, who took the Grey Wolf sign from Azerbaijan and brought it to Turkey and made it the symbol of MHP idealism, the meaning of the Grey Wolf sign is as follows. The little finger is Turkish, and this index finger is Islam. The space between the sign we make, the Grey Wolf sign, is the world. Finally, the point where the remaining three fingers meet is the seal. So if we show it by pointing to the elder brother, this is what comes out. Turkish, we will put the seal of Islam on the world. This will piss off people, especially what I said when making a comparison to Fethullah Gülen. That's going to really piss off the nationalists because they think that this is like some thousands of year old history of this slogan and this concept. Anyway, Good stuff. How fucking insane, dude. I can't even be fucking proud of my country for like 2.5 days before some fucking asshole ruins it, you know? We had so much fun yesterday talking about how, you know, we stuck it to the Austrians. Bizi durdurdular zamanında Viyana'da. Ama geldik geri Avrupa'ya gösterdik. Ondan sonra al yine salağın önde gideni işte. Davul. Can't have shit, dude. So fucking embarrassing. Your country's birthday is tomorrow, brother. No worries. Yeah. What? Coin is not reliable or intellectually honest person. He has a respectable protest to criticize inflation with the stickers of the election season. That's all. I'm not pointing to him because he's like an accurate historian. This chatter sent his thread, and his thread is ultimately informative and is not wrong. I don't disagree with the things that he mentioned in that thread. Ultimately, what difference does it fucking make? Even if it was a 1,000-year-old pan-Turanist symbol, okay? Once that symbol is adopted by the MHP party, okay, by the fucking ultra-nationalist fascists, then yeah, it's like, it is no different than claiming that you're just doing the Roman salute and you didn't actually intend, okay? You didn't actually intend to fucking offend anybody or whatever. It's silly. What about the ne mutlu Türk'üm diyene? Is it fascist? No, dude, saying fucking ne mutlu Türk'üm diyene that's ridiculous, okay? Like, there's a boundary between being patriotic and saying it's still too nationalist for my liking in general, but like, you're out of your... The difference is literally being like, I love Germany. I'm proud to be German versus Germany for Germans. Do not have no foreigners. Foreigners out. Like, there's a difference between the two. You know what I mean? There's like an entire planet between the two. The fuck are we doing? Anyway, apparently, this common slogan, this common thing to say, "Ne mutlu Türk'üm diyene," which means like, you know, how proud I am to say I'm Turkish, basically, how happy I am to say I'm Turkish. It's still, you know, it's still an installation of pride, I guess. Again, like I said, too nationalist for my taste, but like still very different than the thing that we were just discussing. Turns out, I guess they're trying to fucking co-opt that too. It's Atatürk. Do you think Atatürk was fascistic? I think Atatürk's like nationalism is definitely a little different than Alparslan Türkeş's nationalism or the MHP nationalism. It's an in-between because it's like post-colonial to a certain degree. It's still inherently reactionary. It's still obviously anti-socialist, anti-trade unionist, anti-communist, but a little bit different than fucking the modern iteration. You might notice this as a constant. You might notice this because, like, while the recent initiative is to co-opt Atatürk and his imagery, the original hyper-nationalists fucking despise him, aren't exactly big fans of him, consider him a fucking Western op. The current God King Emperor of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, Reis, the fucking watermelon salesman, literally went to jail for shitting on Atatürk back in the day. Anyway, that's why I said, dude, a lot of these conversations are being had on like in an American audience with American understandings. And it is kind of funny to have these conversations because like, that's why I always say Americans don't know fascism and nationalism in the way that like Israelis live it, in the way that Turks live it. You know what I mean? Americans are too fucking fat and too invested in capitalism to be like, to have a very tangible, hyper-focused, committed nationalist movement. America also can't be nationalist because America is a, you know, global hegemon. So what are national boundaries when you dominate the entire planet? When the entire planet is your playground?